morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at the first ever in-person Pokémon TCG Pocket event. And some of you are going to look at this and go, oh, it's happening in Korea, Wassy, I don't care. Oh, you should care. I promise you should care about this. Because does anybody actually think there's going to be an in-person Pokemon TCG Pocket event in Korea, and then Pokemon are going to go, oh, well, that was fun. We don't ever need to worry about that again. No, of course not. Oh, I don't know. I can't promise, but I think this is just going to be the start of it, and that is awesome. What we've got is a tournament going on in Seoul in South Korea. That is actually going on the 11th and 12th of January, like literally at the weekend. They've announced this with very little run-up, and then they've shown us this lovely little image, which is a nice little mock-up of, hey, you can come and have a little look-see, play some Pokemon Pocket, and if you have a look at the way this is set up, it's kind of genius, because it looks like they've got phones kind of back to back, but then a big screen so people around can watch what's going on in the battles, so you've got a bit of a viewing area going on, which I don't think is much of a coincidence. This is wonderful, and I honestly think this has very big implications for Pokemon TCG Pocket moving forward. There's always been a question as to what Pokemon Pocket actually is. And look, obviously, the simple answer is Pokemon Pocket is a mobile version of the Pokemon trading card game. It started well, it's going to make the Pokemon Company lots of money. That's an obvious answer. I'm not sure that's the full answer, because there are so many questions we've got here that essentially come down to what is the scope of this game, what are the limits of this game, to what extent is this game going to be supported, and I think that is a very interesting question to which we just don't have an answer right now. Up till now, what we've had, and we'll go into more of this in a minute, but essentially we've had a very competent mobile game that a lot of people are loving. We've had the second expansion released, which is Mythical Island, the Mew Focus set, which we had a couple of weeks ago. And we've had a series of events. And this has been a really cool part about Pokemon TCG Pocket so far, is that they've kept the events ticking along. And sometimes they're mass outbreak events where you get extra wonder picks and certain types of cards come up in wonder picks a bit more often, things of that nature. But sometimes you get things like the Blastoise drop event, which is going on right now. These are my favorite kind of events, where you get to play against your computer, phone, whatever you want to phrase it, over and over again. And there's exclusive promos like the Blastoise, and it's just, I love it. I'm always happy when there's a drop event underway, because it means I can sit and grind games against a computer and perfect my perfect deck and just sit there and just grind through and test out different decks. And I love it. I love it so much. But that's the easy bit. The easy bit of this mobile game is let's have a constant update of content. Let's have these sets releasing on a schedule. Let's have these events happening on a schedule. Let's do this. That's the easy bit. The hard bit is, where do we go from here? And in-person events are something that I have been desperate for. Absolutely desperate for. Because it's something we could go a little bit further. If you go to the Pokemon World Championships, there are competitions for the Pokemon trading card game, and the Pokemon video game, but also Pokemon Go. There is a Pokemon Go World Championship and Pokemon Unite, for that matter as well. Those are essentially mobile games, although no, Unite is on the Switch and all as well, so the terminology is not too important. They are mobile games that have a tournament, a circuit, which ends at the Pokemon World Championships. Well, could we see that in Pokemon TCG Pocket? And I need to say, right, we are early. We are not there. This one event going on in South Korea is not telling us that we are going to be getting a circuit ending at the Pokemon World Championships. That is not what this is saying. But is it so hard to believe this could be a first step? Because I honestly think this could be a first step. I do not believe this is going to be the only in-person event we ever get for Pokemon TCG Pocket. I would imagine, and for those of you that don't know, I have a background teaching business, I would imagine this is very much a test event. Do it in South Korea, decent-sized market, but not the huge markets like US and Japan. Do it on like a week's notice, so you're not going to have a huge amount of people traveling out for it. It's going to be largely locals. And see what the numbers are like, see what the appetite is like, and then from there you can start expanding. And this is exactly how companies generally tend to do this. You generally don't do your first event like this in your biggest markets, because they're going to be too big. It's why we often see, well, remember when Pokemon Pocket launched and we all ended up in New Zealand? Because it was only in New Zealand, so only people in New Zealand could download it, and we all kind of ended up in New Zealand so we could download Pokemon Pocket. Remember when that happened? Same kind of deal, because New Zealand is not the biggest market. Decent market, good market, not the biggest market, ergo, great place to do a test. Now, what's incredibly cool about this is there's exclusive goodies. Now, in terms of the goodies, I'm going to be honest with you, they're not exactly the best. We've got stickers, including the Pokemon Pocket logo, and the full version of the Genetic Apex Pikachu booster pack artwork, which is a beautiful piece of art, to be clear. And we got a tote bag with that same artwork, except they've put the Pokemon TCG Pocket logo on the art on the bag. That's it. That's the sum total of everything that we've had so far. Sorry about that. But the thing is, that doesn't really matter. It's not about how good are the exclusive things. It is about the fact that there is a tournament going on where there are exclusive things being given out. That is what's important here. Because remember, at the World Championships this past year over in Honolulu in Hawaii, they had, and it was a very toned down Pocket thing, don't get me wrong, but they had the pack opening simulator, and incidentally, the hit rate in that pack opening simulator was immense. We all thought we were going to be getting a full art or better in every pack. That is not what happened. I think the pull rates were artificially inflated a little bit. But the point is, they had that event. And I think they gave out stickers. Well, no, I don't think they did give out stickers. I think that's all they gave out. And those stickers are cool. I picked up a bunch of them. I did the pack opening simulator at Worlds. But that always struck me far more as a promotional thing. And don't get me wrong, right? All these events are promotional events. The World Championships is a promotional event. Worlds doesn't make them any money. I mean, the Pokemon Center probably makes a few quid, but Worlds itself doesn't really make any money. Worlds is just a gigantic advertisement for Pokemon as a brand and all the different competitive games they're in. It's not a huge money-making thing for Pokemon, but that's not the point. If this is, as I suspect it might be, a test event that could lead to bigger events in the future and more events in the future, the sky is the limit for Pocket. It could be a competitive game. And there are big tournaments being held for Pokemon TCG Pocket. Day over on Twitter runs a bunch of tournaments. Here's one that they did at the weekend. 3,000 registrant Pokemon Pocket event. There were 3,000 people playing Pocket in an online event. Make no mistake about it, the potential for Pocket is off the charts. Now, at this event in Korea, what essentially you can do is go along, you can get the swag, and you can, in addition to various experiential events and prize giving, battle with popular domestic YouTubers. Which, could there be an event in the UK at some point? Could I count? Could I be one of the people that you play against? As a side note, if you do play against me, there is an excellent chance I'm going to be playing my beloved Alolan Marowak Doug Trio deck, which is just flipping. So if I win, it's skill, and if I lose, it's because I didn't flip well enough. So I'm just saying, if we have events like this in the future, could I get my way in there? I don't know. But a man can dream, ladies and gentlemen. A man can dream. There's a lot of unanswered questions here. There is a lot that we still don't know about this game and about the limits of in-person events. But the fact is, this game is not that old. It has only been out for a few months. We've already got our first in-person event. They're doing a couple cheapy, easy bits of merch to make, and it's in one place, and it's on like a week's notice. This is clearly a test event. It's clearly dipping the toes in the water, but I'm just telling you right now, this to me has all the hallmarks of let's see how it goes, and this is what I've been waiting for Pokemon TCG Pocket. I love the game. I think I made it pretty clear on this channel I'm all in on this game. But the one thing I want to do is be able to go to events and tournaments, and there's been a real question, there's still a real question, as to what the limits of that might be. But it is tantalizing to think that this may be the beginning of an answer. Right now, I'm excited, and I'm tempering my expectations, because it is just one event in South Korea with stickers and tote bags. That is what actually we have right now. And everything else in this video is supposition, wish casting, connecting dots, phrase it how you will. I just think there's going to be more in the future, and this makes me very happy indeed. But I want to know what you think. Do you think we're getting more of these? Do you think they're going to be expanding? Would you go along if they do? Let me know in the comment section, would you? Good us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon TCG Pocket and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.